going on, traders? Yeah, just want to get on here and share the power hour with you. Been having a pretty good series of events here. I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of get a buy-in. This has been very bullish, very bullish, you know, most of the afternoon here. But before we get going too much, I just want to get that position in. Already doing pretty good. I'm almost like debating on whether or not to keep doing this. I'm at $310 on the power hour account, $1,600 for the day. You know, pretty good day. But we'll just we got 12 minutes before the power hour even kicks off. But we'll go ahead and kind of get everything situated here and. Man, that's so much crap going on. I gotta get this a little bit more cleaned up for everybody. And keep an eye. And keep an eye on everything here. If we do kind of a back out, we're on the 4-hour chart here. You can see we peaked new highs, which is dangerous to keep buying, but it's been so bullish that I'm tempted to stay pretty bullish, just because of this big move up for the past couple hours here. The problem is buying at new highs kind of violates my trading plan. You know, I'm supposed to be selling at new highs and not chasing breakouts. So I think I'm actually going to quit this position, just get out of it for now. I think I'm going to really stick with my game plan, despite wanting to chase this. Let's get into NQ. I'm only going to do one contract. I'm going to just short this just because of where we're at. We're at the very highest it's been. This is record daily highs right now. We're not really pulling back very deep to get a good this is kind of like just hoping for that breakout move, but to get a good risk to reward, it really should be down here looking for another buy. You know, it's 9 minutes till 3 o'clock. Power hour officially kicks off at 3, but this thing every day in the market's somewhat different. I've been practicing the art of walking away, which is very helpful. And also the art of receiving. There's like an e-book that I was listening to. I listened to it twice. It was only like an hour long. So it was basically a good mental diet book, getting you into the mindset of receiving and not battling and resisting. I'm gonna just keep holding this. The goal is to get 100 points with one contract. That's it's $5 a point, so that'd be $500. But we're having, you know, a good day, so it's tempting to want to go heavy, but yeah, the book was kind of just about really just being like present, and instead of having like a negative expectancy of like, oh, like fear of, oh, I'm missing out, oh, I'm gonna be on the wrong side of this, oh, I'm gonna lose this trade, oh, I'm gonna lose money. Totally just like shifting frames, and he was talking about in all things, you know, in the market is just one example of how you can apply it. But I think this is at a bottom. I'm going to just go ahead and, oh crap. And this will be the last trade here. Let's pull up our numbers. We're ahead $100, and so we'll kind of hold this. Like I said, this has just been so bullish. It hasn't been bullish like this in a while. And with it going into the power hour, I don't know if people are going to look at this as the big move is going to keep going up or keep going down. Generally, people are a little bit more bullish than bearish, especially on NAS, or NASDAQ in particular. I personally, it's heading towards, if we back out a little bit further and just get on the daily. For the past, let's get out here for a while. So like the next area to break out of this downtrend, it's like 18,526. What is that? It's like 500 points away. And we had this huge news dump off this morning, which I thought would might trigger some of the like bear momentum, because we have been kind of downtrending a little bit. Nothing huge, but just enough where I'm not necessarily super bullish on this. But then, yeah, it surprised me how much it rebounded off of that today. I was getting kind of crazy with this earlier before the stream, just because of how bullish it was. I was just putting way too much. Well, it worked sometimes. I had like a pretty big trade that worked, but then another one that didn't, which kind of canceled it out. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty bullish here through the power hour, and it's not even 3 o'clock yet. For anybody that's new and kind of curious what I'm doing here, if you go to Quant Tower, that's the platform I'm using. It's free to do these evaluations, but then I'm just doing this is a 150K Apex evaluation, like challenge. The way these challenges work with prop firms is you do the evaluation and you have a profit target. You try to hit the target, and if you are successful, then you pay to activate the futures account, and then you're trading with real capital. And so, once it's actually a funded account, this $190 would be profit that you can withdraw and take payouts on. For me, it's like a good way to actually save capital learning how to trade well, because it's so easy to get emotional and like I don't know, just almost lose your mind. And next thing you know, you draining accounts, throwing money around like it's freaking you're like a drunk at a strip club at 4 o'clock in the morning. Just going crazy with it. But there is some upside to using your own capital. You can with, I think, Quant Tower. I didn't really have the desire to. like this weakness, but we're going to keep holding. We're going to hold for a breakout. You know, like a 3-minute chart. I'm trying to get more on a little bit, you know, off the 1 minute. The 1 minute can almost start to hypnotize you, and by you I mean me. You know, it can start to hypnotize me and starting to chase things a little bit too much. I just took profit there. We're gonna see what happens here because I'm not thrilled at that just double top like that. I'm actually gonna go ahead and short this. This might be, you know, borderline overtrading or whatever, but that's actually, you know, following my game plan to short the tops of these ranges and not go for the breakout. But you know, it's tempting to just go for these breakouts. It's 1 minute till the start of the power hour. I mean, I don't, whether or not it flushes, you know, it might flush. That's what I'm, you know, why I'm shorting it, because a lot of times they don't break out and they go back to test the lows. I mean, especially once you've cracked some new highs, but it's easy for it want to go like emotionally higher and higher. And so we got a doji, a red doji on the 3-minute chart. Heard a trader talking about how a lot of options traders are using the 3-minute chart. Let me see how we're doing. Up almost like $200, but you know, we're in kind of a risky position, which I'm not going to hold very much. And measure this and just set the stop loss like a smart person would. We'll just do a 25 tick stop. I don't know why it's not showing my position. If I close her down, reopen up. Oh, I'm an NQ, duh. Yeah, that's why. So kind of what we have going on here, from my eyes, it looks like we have a high followed by a, if not a double top, a maybe slightly weaker top on the 3-minute. On the 1 minute, we can really get in there. It looks slightly less, but I mean, a lot of that is subjective. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's lower. That's how I read it, but it's so bullish. longer this dawdles, the more likely it's kind of losing energy and starting to turn around. You know, a lot of people, kind of interpret it like that. But I mean, it seems like a third of society is completely opposite of the other third. So, you know, I mean, it's hard to, you just gotta just be patient. Be open to just receiving whatever. You know, if we have a stop loss, or at least have our risk managed, we never should be like totally afraid of what we're doing. But like part of the strategy is to buy and sell when it's like the scariest, when it's like the highest. You know, it is kind of scary to short it, because, you know, that first bit of, you know, before the bottom falls out, you don't really know. But on the 1 minute here, it looks like the bottom fell out a little bit with a new low. Kind of see that on the 3 minute chart. It's just a little bit easier to see it on the 1 because it's zoomed in a little bit more. That's the other part. You know, it's like you really want to be trading the big move, or at least the trend. You can see how the 1 minute chart, you can go back and forth and just get chopped up. And next thing you know, it's just you know, where's all my profit going? You know, why am I losing so often? You know, a lot of it's because you're just getting chopped up in the small ass little moves. Meanwhile, the gravy's in the bigger move. So we're up now. Kind of depends now what happens here, because we have don't want to get too many lines. I mean, we have this, so this is like the new highs. That's the new kind of range at the moment. We got to bust through those to really just be blasting to the bottom here. But if it doesn't, you know, if it doesn't break these and it bounces from this level, we're going to get out of the position right away and put in a buy, because that's a very good sign it's going to take off in the other way. But we'll keep an eye on the P&L as an indicator of the weakness and strength of the position. You know, if it starts, you know, $5 a tick. So if it starts rapidly, you see how it just blasted to 160, 165, 155. You know, it's moving one tick. Boom. We're just did not like that momentum change there. And we're actually going to get into a quick buying. Oh shit, why do I keep doing that? From hurrying and not being super disciplined or whatever. But so you can kind of see, you know, how when you get big flutters of like price movement, it can kind of show you what the price is doing if you're watching the price action. You know, because that didn't hit those lows even before it started turning around. It's a good sign that this is getting ready to try to break those highs again. because it's a new low that's higher than this previous low. So it's a signal. That doesn't mean it's going to, but it's a signal that there's some strength, and it's likely now that's the bottom, and now it's going to shoot up to test that level again. And if we're going to go for that big breakout, this is the position to be in, and this will be the last trade. Let's see how we doing. I'm trying to be more mindful. I don't want to be obsessed with this, but like, so 290. So it's like 310. Barely scratched the surface of power hour here. We only got one 5-minute candle that's closed. So hopefully this since that had like a double top, but this had a higher low, hopefully it goes back up there to challenge this again. It'd be awesome to catch a big breakout. For those that haven't seen one, it's crazy how fast they can blast up there. They're up 100. Again, kind of keep an eye on the price action to see how fast the points are actually moving. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Big move down. And so keep in mind, this isn't like an auction environment. Think about how auctions work in real life. Hey, but we're gonna my grandpa used to do that shit. Like, auctioneer and talk that fast and hit me. It'd be really exciting to be an actual auction. I mean, it's very similar. I mean, once you realize that, hey, this is not just numbers on a screen, some digital shit. It's like, oh, there's human beings that are playing along too, and there's emotions and there's hysterias and there's it ain't running perfect. Sure shit doesn't run smooth as you would think it is. If you're new to the financial world, you would think, oh, billions of dollars get traded hands every day. You would think that'd be some seamless operation. It's like, there's guys that make millions of dollars exploiting little tiny little glitches, little glitchy things that happen. It's like, oh, every day at the open at this weird ass penny stock that I just happened to find, it drops like 7% for some reason, and so I short it every day. And we're holding for, this would be the time to cash out a little bit, but I'm holding it for this breakout. I just really want to catch a big breakout just to do it. I mean, it's very likely as the power hours, like the first 15 minutes, and we're back up at the highs again. Just how bullish like the 1 minute is. Just kind of keep an eye on the P&L for the price action. That looked like some movement there. It's so exciting when you see it finally bust through that level. Looks like it's a little bit higher than that previous wick. Looks like it's made it higher than it's been. Yeah, when NASDAQ is crazy bullish, busting through new highs, I mean, it's just, you can just, you know, click, 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 cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I mean, it can be a blessing like crazy some days, and then other days it'll kick you right in the balls. Now I kind of want to load up another contract. I'm gonna resist it because of I'm not. This is like a perfect time to do this. Again, wrong button. As low as she's gonna go. Alright. Put two contracts on this bad boy. And we just busted a new high. Yeah, but again, you gotta be careful because they can immediately flush. But I'm just thinking today is gonna be hopefully bring back the old NASDAQ. Who would have known that when it's like really pumping good, man, how much you just miss it when it's just trading like sideways for weeks and then bearish, and then it's like, come on, you don't realize how awesome that is when it's going on. It reminds me of like Bitcoin. You know, it's like you just take it for granted that you're just getting like a 10% return just every month. Bitcoin's fun to day trade. It's moves big either direction. It moves big. I've probably made the most profit on Bitcoin actually shorting up, but that was also the reason I blew a lot of accounts, was trying to short up. You know, because when that thing starts ripping, phew, that thing sky is the limit, it seems like. Now, that would almost, to me, look like a new low that's way higher than that. Let's see, this would be kind of like testing out. Again, you kind of keep an eye on the P&L as like an indicator of how fast and the momentum. Just had some big moves to bounce off that little bit here. Blast off. And so that'd be like the new higher low. So now it's moving up. You know, if you think of it like energy, bounce, bounce, up, bounce, up we go. Hopefully this is the big ass breakout. Up like 400 bucks. There was a time in my life where I had to work multiple days to even come close to making $400. And we'll just keep an eye on the P&L for price action. And hopefully a lot of traders are having a really awesome time with this. Yesterday sucked for I think most people getting chopped up like that. Luckily, I've been kind of practicing trying to have successful quote-unquote red days. I'm going to get out of this because how weak that's acting. I might just do minis now. Minis are half the size. Let's see where we're at. We're up $725. If we cut the risk and just go for that bigger home run, they'll take some of the, for one, the loss out of the equation because it's like half the size. Since it's up at the top of this range, higher than it's been for a while. 20 minutes into new power hour here. Let me jump in the chat, see. Doesn't look like anybody's in here. I just started this YouTube channel. I appreciate, people, whenever they watch it, it's kind of, the market seems to be unique every single day. And so it's kind of timeless trading, really, when you just see how it flows in the present moment. Try to really not hold on to a lot of the past on some level, but at the same time not make the same errors over and over again. Yeah, days like this, you just want to just put a trailing stop in and just let it just rip and just go do something else. But yeah, we got to stay in the gratitude and receiving mode. I mean, it's awesome having green days and having profits, and not to lose sight of that kind of stuff and replace it with pessimism and fears of all sorts, constantly just bombarded with things to be afraid of. And this could get really volatile. I want to see what this is looking like. Okay, so we're really close to a level I want to be out of the market on. I'm going to close out. I'm actually going to This kind of, I might even short this right now. Just make sure we're in the micros. I'm gonna do 4 or 5 of them. We're gonna short this right now. I know that sounds crazy, considering we just were, buying up. Reason is I'm not 100% convinced like this downtrend is over on NASDAQ. And this level we're at now, this is on Darwin X, but this here level, if this is an inducement down, this would be the time that this gets shorted big for a big trip down to the downside here. And so this typical pattern where you have this inducement followed by like a retracement, I don't know, I've seen it a lot on different time scales, and so that makes me think it's a big sign that says this is going down. Plus these are the record highs that NASDAQ has been, and so we had an uptrend followed by consolidation followed by an inducement down. So to me, this is just a good time to short this, just because of this key level, and so that's why I kind of did that. And you can see, I mean, that seemed like a good decision to do that, based on what's happening in the chart. Now this Darwin account, I just am a degenerate on it. I just go full tilt the entire time. It drains the thing, though. I mean, it's not a profitable way to trade, in my opinion. But it's like I need to just do that, just to see that doesn't work on some level. So that way, kind of dial things back. Use more logic and reason, intuition, especially. For those that maybe haven't worked on being decisive, and not having somebody ahead of you, I guess, telling you what to do. You start to really develop intuition. I'm gonna close out just because of I want to get in a different. I just want to see what we're doing profit wise. We're up almost $1,000. I almost want to. Let's see what this does. I'm not gonna chase it, but if it goes up again, how many points is out? 50. Still playing at kind of smaller size. Again, this is just thinking in terms of a breakout. But just going small, just because, I mean, there's no reason to put a lot of risk on at this point, other than we're just kind of getting sucked into the game of it, which is, I don't know, hit or miss sometimes. Got 2 more minutes till halfway through the power hour. And kind of just watching the price action, watching what the P&L's doing. Alright, we'll see. Let's see what it does. I'm probably gonna sell it when it just gets to the top of here. Yes, this has been so bullish that I feel like for one that's gonna, there's no way that goes unchallenged. But like we'll see what it does price wise. See how much resistance is there. Kind of pushing up there. Pretty weak though, and I don't know. You keep an eye on the lows, on uptrends. Is it going up, 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 higher lows, higher lows? Even though it looks like it's going kind of sideways, which it is, I mean, but it's kind of like showing more strength that the bottoms are going up for buyers than what it's doing up at the tops of them at the moment. Because at the tops of them, you get almost like a double top there, which shows weakness, but then that wick, you know, is kind of showing some strength as it's getting pushed back up off of that bottom. The amount of indecision in here, I'm just gonna get out of it at pretty much break even. I'm gonna get into it like a shorting position just now, because I don't think the momentum is strong enough that this is going to keep that trend going. But this will be the last trade. And that really does follow the game plan a little bit better of selling at the tops of ranges and not just shooting for breakouts all the time. The temptation is that when there is a breakout, you can almost like recoup a lot of your stuff if you're not losing too much in the process. You know, if it takes 10 times for you to catch that big breakout, but your losses are too big in between that, you'll fail your evaluation. I'm going to actually measure this, and I think I'm going to just do a 20 pip stop. Not pip, tick. Pip is a Forex term. In Forex, instead of ticks, they move in pips, but it's the same idea. On the 1 minute chart, looks like that low. Looks like a new low. And it might take, who knows how long, to turn around. Could go fast. It could go really fast. You know, if this uptrend stops and everybody goes, oh, we're at the top of that previous high and we didn't hit it, and this is a downtrend, big kick in the nuts for the NASDAQ. It's almost easier to see on the Darwin X account, you know, because of the way the daily is. This is the old-fashioned Chinese candlesticks, white and black. White means going up, black means going down. You know, but those are the highs to break to break kind of through that for the breakout. As of now, it was like touched. I don't know what the trading charts look like, but it was touched, and now starting to show some weakness. I got one of the big estimates I've been working on. I got that finished. That was a big load off. I started working on another one too. This time of year I get a lot of people needing some stuff done. It's looking pretty good for this short. I'm glad we got in the receiving mode today. for those of you who can hear the rooster cock-a-doodle doing in the background, we have some chickens here at the compound. One rooster by accident. We had ordered a bunch of female hens for the egg-laying birds that we have, and they were supposed to all be female, yet two of them actually were roosters, which is the male chicken. And my wife, she falls in love with them, and she wouldn't let me just kill it and eat it, and it's fine, you know. We ended up selling the two roosters, but not before one of the chickens got Brody and sat on the egg and hatched it, and next thing you know, we had a little chicklet. Is that what you call it, a chicklet? You know, baby chicken, just running around the yard with it. And so we still have it. We're soon to get some turkeys, which is I didn't realize how like interesting turkeys would be until getting some turkeys. And so I think this is like the 4th year that we've had turkeys, maybe 3rd. Their faces will turn colors depending on their like attitude, like a mood ring. And they'll turn white, purple, red. If you have one male and females, they all kind of get along. If you have multiple males, they'll probably try to kill each other. That's what ours did. We had to separate them because at the first, this never turned it off. There was just this constant animosity. It didn't start off like that, but once the shit started, it did not stop. Their whole lives were like that after that point. Very little forgiveness from the chicken level of consciousness. But they had like a nose, I don't know what you call it, but like a little dangly nose thing. They would grab it and try to drown each other in the pool water. Constantly just fight. And learn a lot about creation just watching a flock of birds just govern themselves. There's definitely a pecking order to it. It's interesting. Have a bed frame in their chicken coop, and the higher status birds would sit at the top, and the lower status birds would sit at the rungs below it. And basically they would just piss and shit on the ones beneath them. Our flock of birds seems a lot more in harmony than some other flocks I've seen. Some I've seen have been very violent towards each other, and not to say that that doesn't happen, because they do fight frequently. But they don't like gouge out each other's eyes and, pluck out each other's buttholes and shit like some of them do. And that's just the, looks like we're out of this trade, so good thing we set the stop loss, so then, get out of this. We're not going to chase it, we're just going to be done. Let's see how we did. Alright, so $879 today during the power hour. A combined today, $2,238. So it's pretty good. Between all the accounts, I'm keeping like the morning accounts. I don't know if I need to show those to people. Should probably. They're just evaluation accounts, but some people, I don't know. Maybe I need to work on just trusting more, but I probably will try to just not show the account numbers. Just, but anyway, like these evaluation accounts, these are the ones with the discount code in the description, and so the profit target for the 200Ks is like $6,000. We are in profit right now, getting close to a third of the way there, but I kind of like just tracking the performance just by the day, and then starting over from baseline in the morning. Kind of makes it a little bit less things on a pedestal that way for me, and so we had a good successful red day yesterday. I think the total loss yesterday was $750. We were able to stop the bleeding pretty quick on the 100K accounts during New York session at I think $250 loss each, so it's $500, and then the power hour session did not prove much better. I think that was $750 altogether. I can't remember, but it was well within our parameters of a successful red day, and so that was a good thing. And then today exceeded kind of our profit targets on a lot of different levels, or just really good, solid day. 2238, can't complain. And so with that being said, kind of implementing some of the things that are working, the mindset things, the not being so reactive, all these kinds of things seem to be, reducing the size. Once you get that big move, and that's a big thing I need to incorporate tomorrow, and then kind of like walking away from things is getting that big home run. The expectation, like the next one's going to be a grand slam, and now that positive momentum, yes, that's good in the sense that that's a good expectancy, but there's times to preserve like the capital too, and so sizing down, and then still going for a big home run, but just letting it play out a little bit longer. Not as much risk is going to be important too. So that being said, I appreciate everybody liking, sharing, subscribing, all the social networking things. I appreciate you, your time. Obviously your time is valuable if you're watching this, so I appreciate you spending your time with me. And other than that, till tomorrow, God bless.